I say good battle. It's just a good battle because I played it. So this is me playing Slaanesh versus Papa. Panda playing a I will say very hamstringed version of Demons of Chaos. You have to have at least two of each unit in your army, or two of each god in your army. And then your top god, whatever god has the most units, the next two gods after that have to have equivalent. So if you, like, let's say you have four Zinch units, then you have to, and let's say Khorne and Slaanesh are your next two kind of highest number of units in the army. Between Khorne and Slaanesh, you'd have to also have at least four units. Um, Obviously, that's a no-brainer since you have to have two of everything. Um, but when it gets to the whole army, it gets trickier. So I'm running kind of my hero goon squad, which I do horribly with managing. And I just see that they have a Slaanesh unit over here. If I can pick them off, and I did not realize they were Heart Seekers versus my regular Seekers here. I have two Seekers. I have a good contingent of Marauders, both Hell Scourges, Spears, and then I have some of the opponent's Seeker Chariots. This will end up being a good pick for me because I brace these just in time. Then you see me send my hero squad back over this way. I don't want to, there's no point in engaging up here, especially with his Lord. So I just bring myself back around, summon in yet another unit of Seekers, and I just squish this immediately. Couple hundred points off the board immediately. That is everything I love as Slaanesh. He's bringing in more Nurglings. He has some Blue Whores. He has the Heart Seekers, which I just thought were regular Seekers. Nurglings. Flamers, which will cause me endless problems. And he brought in the Khornite Lord, and he brought in a Plague Ridden of Nurgle for the Fleshy Abundance, which is a very good call. We'll make that Lord basically invincible against me. I notice he also, though, just decided to leave his Flesh Hounds over here and not do anything. So I am doing what speed does, and now that his whole army has moved over this way, I'm just going to come back around. So that's another 700 point unit I have picked off. And then I'm going to move my Marauders to kind of hold the center. I did bring in some Fiends. I'm just, at this point, I'm still learning Slaanesh here. I feel like everybody's still kind of learning all the other factions. I have not played much of, or any of Slaanesh. I should probably not have 3 units of Seekers all bunched up together. That's just asking for trouble. Same with all my heroes all being bunched up because I have a spellcaster, and then both my my lord and my lord actually doesn't have much in the way of spells, even though she can. And the cultist just brought a lot of abilities on the lord, but I made my lord very cheap. It's actually cheaper than the hero, so I can summon it back multiple times when I do stupid things with micromanaging it. So you'll see I'm kind of spreading out here a little bit so I can capture 2 of the points. If he's just going to stay bundled up over here, I'll see if I can get my Hellstriders to get on these Flamers. That might be a good pick. I don't think I'm going to get in here fast enough. And the Hellstriders with Hell Scourges just do not do the damage they need to. Like, they're more of just sit there and take the damage. But this is a big commitment from me. Probably not a very wise one. But it is delaying. Like, I should push some of these units up here. It is delaying his army from engaging. So I have 2 points. He's not even capturing the first point yet. This is a pretty good pick for on the Hellseekers, but I just thought they were regular Seekers. I'm going to try to shut down these Flamers that are just barbecuing my Seekers. But his Lord is going to come in here and break everything. My infantry contingent still hasn't been pushed to do anything, and as you see, I'm just building up tons of supply, not paying attention. I did kill the Heart Seekers. My regular Seekers are going to go in and try to finish this off, but just get swarmed. Those Flamers barely get through their shields. Panda is using these Flamers to great effect. As you can tell, I am spending everything I can. I've probably spent way too much money on them. I'm finally committing some of my infantry up here. My Hero Goon Squad saw a Beast of Nurgle left out in the open. My Herald, my Lord, is kind of getting beat up here. And it's not going to help with the plasma grenades coming in. But that beast is definitely going down. But now the big guy is coming in. And I'm going to try to run. I don't know why these fiends aren't fighting. But instead my Lord's just going to get killed. And my infantry, this is probably not good to have one gigantic blob like this. He already hit it with one, and I believe he told me he hits it with the Sword of Corn as well. This is my spellcaster. There's my cultist. And my cultist summoned in the demoness to just kind of pick on the pink cores. But my infantry contingent is just charging up his Lord's power. Like, this is everything that he could hope for. All his special abilities come from that. But right now, at least, he just barely captured point 1. Or sorry, point 2. And I still hold 1 and 3. I have Hellstriders over here along with my Seekers, just taking out any Flesh Hounds that end up coming over this way. My Spellcaster is still alive. My Cultist is still alive somehow. That was just a sword that came down there and literally just destroyed all of my infantry. I do have a Soul Grinder up here. This was my hope for taking out the Lord, but then I kind of just get here and realize there's no army. I'm going to go for this Plague Ridden. Not going to be a good call. His leadership is already wavering, or almost wavering. This is just so much. But while they're looking at this and bundling up here, I can come back over here, try to capture point 1. I have more infantry coming over. I have my Seekers, my Hellstriders, my Allurus is still alive. I can still kind of hold point 1 while trying to capture point 2. Oh, see, I thought these were regular Seekers. He just keeps bringing in Heart Seekers. I need to respond and get these Hellstriders in here. Any day now. Any day now. I realized after this exactly how strong Heart Seekers were. I played a couple games. I need to have at least 1 unit in the army. That's what my reinforcing army will end up bringing, though. And I just have Hellstriders, and anything that I see kind of coming out here dangerous, I try to just bring them around and slow down my opponent's more dangerous units. But I am definitely not capturing this point. Not with the Heart Seekers and all the Furies. But I will be holding point 1 and point 3. Point 2 I got a bit over halfway captured, but it's going back in his favor now. I have more Hellstriders that are just about to be... Okay, cool. Caught onto them. They're going to charge the Blue Horse instead of just being eaten by a Beast of Nurgle. Nurglings are eventually going to get torn down by the Marauders and Marauders with spears. And my Allurus, I think at some point I resummoned my General here. Is that it? Did I do it? Yep, right as I looked away and came back. My General has returned, along with some regular Demonettes. I think I'm going to turn them to go over towards these Flesh Hounds, because I see that they're going to try to capture point 3 again. These Hellstriders should probably, yep, are also heading that way. But they will break, because they're so mortal. There's more Hellstriders with Hell Scourges. The opponent's Heart Seekers, which I just thought the entire game were regular Seekers. Oh, my Soul Grinder is still somehow alive. He's almost paid for himself. But this guy's healing, I think, didn't quite pay attention, but I think he definitely paid for himself. Summoning. So my Lord has the ability to summon in Furies, which I just continuously forgot to do. Looks like 3 units of Flesh Hounds versus 1 unit of Hell Scourges. So I'm close to winning, but I am on the back foot at this point. He definitely has larger amounts of forces. I have nothing that could beat, no fast moving unit, I should say, that could beat 3 units of Flesh Hounds. My Allurus is barely holding on against some Plague Drones. But I believe at this point I see he has pulled everything off of this. I have a little bit of capture. And look at, like, I'm going to get so close. And he holds all the points. Forget which point I decide to. I think if I remember correctly, I am going to put some stuff over here to get his whole army to come to point 3. And then I will, yep, respond at point 2. When he sees my Lord over here, and he sees my Hellstriders, I can beat 1 unit of Flesh Hounds with my Lord and Hellstriders. But I need to hold 1 point for 3 seconds. That's it. So even though he has 3 units of Furies here against my Seekers, they hold no weight. So here comes more Hellstriders just to charge the back of the Furies. Like, I just need this for 3 seconds. His Lord, everything else that can actually hurt me is over here. They have point 3, I'm not getting that. This is my only hope, and he is sending everything he has. But I have 2 pretty full units of infantry versus some chariots and heart seekers. They just won't carry the weight, and I have another unit of Hell Scourges coming over. This is so close. Both of us were at the edge of our seats, just kind of like, come on, come on, come on, come on. Still being held just barely. I am capturing it, but just barely. And the swarms are just coming my way. But I capture it, and it is over. So just barely beat Panda. He is getting much better. And I do think the demons with being forced to represent all 4 definitely is a good balance. We'll have to try it with some get Squid to try them or something like that. See how they do. See how the rules do with other players. But overall, that was, even though it looked like a landslide, it was a much closer game. I did not have control of the battlefield. I just held the points longer.